Hey, Trailblazers! It's your morning cabin report with Lydia, bringing you today's big truth straight from God's Word. Today's headline is, The Bible is God's source of truth. And our story today comes from Deuteronomy 4, verses 1 through 14. Did you know that God didn't leave the Hebrews wondering how they wanted to live? He wanted them to know how to live, how to treat others, and how to worship Him. So God gave them His truth. And the most amazing part is that God is still giving them their truth today. The Bible isn't a bunch of just random stories. The Bible is put together by Him to let them know how to live. So, Trailblazers, have you ever felt like you're wondering what to do, how to live, or how to worship? Look to the Bible for help. Let's check it out. After God rescued the Hebrew people from slavery in Egypt, everything about their lives was changing. For over 400 years, they had to live as slaves. They knew how to obey their masters. They knew how to work hard, but they didn't know how to live as free people. They didn't know how to lead a nation. They didn't know how to fight battles. There had not been free worship, and there had not been any priests. The people had spent years surrounded by false gods in the way of Egypt. So now God was teaching them something brand new, how to live as His people. Moses reminded the people about the day God spoke to them at Mount Sinai. There was thunder and darkness. Wind roared through the mountain. Fire shot into the sky. Then the voice of the Lord spoke. The people were so overwhelmed and afraid that they begged Moses to speak to God for them. So Moses went up to the mountains to meet with God, and God gave him the 10 Commandments. He was showing the people how to live, not as slaves anymore, but as people who belonged to Him. The commandments taught him what was right, how to treat others, and how to worship God. But God didn't stop there. God continued teaching His people how to live each day with wisdom, kindness, obedience, and faith. These instructions became the foundation for God's people. And the Bible continues telling stories of people who tried to follow God. Stories like David trusting God against a giant, Esther bravely saving her people, Daniel standing strong even in danger. And even though people often failed, sinned, and made wrong choices, God never stopped loving them. Again and again, when His people cried out for help, God answered. And then, the greatest rescue of all. God sent Jesus to save the world from sin and make the way for people everywhere to be right with Him. The Bible is more than just stories. It is the true history of God's people and truth from God Himself. It teaches us what is right, it shows us who God is, and it helps us guide the way we live every single day. The Bible is like a letter from God, reminding us what we can trust, what is true, and who we belong to. Wow, Trailblazers! That is an amazing show of God who never leaves us. His passions without direction from Moses is what saved us all. It showed us how to be, it showed us who to worship, and it showed us how to love. All right, Trailblazers, it's time to join to the park and our lodge friends to see how they apply the truth. Bye, guys!